welcome back to Non-Stop Wrestling War Part 2. My name is Beautiful Dave Easton. Let's continue with the action as Joe Harry takes on Bray Wyatt. And here comes Joe Harry, seen his tag team partner of last week, Rom, defeated earlier tonight by another member of the Wyatt family. Joe Harry will take on the main man himself, Bray Wyatt, in singles action. Joe Harry said to me earlier today he's looking forward to facing Bray Wyatt because he will show the world that he can defeat, well, with ease, Bray Wyatt. I'm not too sure how much that is really going to happen. You've got to give this man credit. He likes to be called the show. And really, he will have to put on a show if he's going to defeat this man, Bray Wyatt. He's going to be accompanied to the ring by Screwface, the other member of the Wyatt family. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup indeed. But as you see, you always have to be careful of that member of the Wyatt family out at ringside. But coming up, it is Bray Wyatt versus Joe Harry. That is the next contest here on Raw. Can the Wyatt family make it 2 wins out of 2 tonight? Sure, Bray will think that can happen. Not much really to doubt. If anything, from the first performance when it got to the fall and really dominating from earlier on tonight. But here we go. Bray Wyatt versus Joe Harry, and they're underway. So much going on with the Wyatt family. You know, like, you just don't understand where these people come from sometimes, like what their motives are or anything like that. But Joe Harry really public in his comments, saying that he's out to get Bray Wyatt today to put on a show against him. Maybe that might backfire against him, but maybe it could fire him up against, could really get him to Bray Wyatt's skin, where really Bray Wyatt is really the man who does that more than anybody to anybody else. And look at this, Joe Harry early on going for the submission move as he got Bray Wyatt early on here. The referee asking no rope break, and Wyatt gets out of it. And look at that nice dropkick, really didn't affect the big man. Wyatt now looking to take control of that. Oh my goodness, big Samoan drop, takes down Joe Harry. And this is what Joe Harry has got to be careful of, really the big powerful moves of Bray Wyatt. And another Samoan drop, that's 2 in a row. Really gonna take the air out of you just by landing on the back, and then a big suplex. Wyatt in control. That looked like he just sat on him, didn't it? But look at that, how he pops up, trying to get something going here. Wyatt sensibly outside the ring now, going, I think, after this out the announce table, but Harry stops him again, which can only be a good thing. These two brawling outside, big headbutt by Joe Harry. Got to be careful of Screwface out there as well, though. And Joe, what's he doing here? Is he going to try and do to Bray Wyatt what the Wyatt family did to his friend earlier on? No, he's hit Bray into the ring post a couple of times. He's got to stay on him if he wants to win this match. Joe Harry, he's got to try and stay on Bray Wyatt, not let him get up like he has. Again, enticing him outside the ring. Oh, and out of nowhere, Harry hits the tip top on the outside, but he needs to get Bray back inside the ring to get the pinfall. But what a move. And Harry, he needs to get back inside the ring. All this outside the ring is not going to help him. Now he does. Wyatt, you can see Bray Wyatt is feeling the effects of the match. A couple of big shots, and then an arm drag takeover. Look at this, Harry now showing off. Maybe not the best thing to do when Bray Wyatt's your opponent. Look at this. Just goes down. Big fists to the head. He needs to get a cover. That's what he's just saying. Drag him away from the ropes. Get that cover. He has. He's hooked the leg into the cover. Screwface now up on the apron, distracting the referees. And that's give Bray Wyatt a chance to recover here and get back into this contest. Watch this little neck breaker coming up, beautifully executed. Wyatt again, oh, just sits on Joe Harry. Oh my goodness, that will knock the air out of you. And then a sort of a backbreaker, come move into the cover. Is that enough? No, just a one. I'm not going to put Joe Harry away with that. Both men now feeling the effects of the match. It's really who's going to shake it off the most. Oh, out of nowhere, Sister Abigail by Bray Wyatt, and I think this one is over. Into the cover, and yes, indeed, 3 count. There it is, and Bray Wyatt picks up the win. And out of nowhere, Sister Abigail, and then the 3 count, and Bray Wyatt has picked up the win in the singles match. If you see Screwface distracting the referee just while that happened, and well, there's Sister Abigail, and Bray Wyatt will pick up another win. And after the difficulties that they've had in the last few weeks, the Wyatt family are on a roll tonight, and it is another victory for them. Bray Wyatt, your winner, and Screwface, well, he did play a big assist in some stages of that, distracting the referee, but Bray Wyatt is your winner. And Joe Harry, who said he was going to get Bray Wyatt, did put up a good performance, but in the end, Bray Wyatt hits Sister Abigail and then gets the 3 count, and your winner in this contest is Bray Wyatt. So what we're going to look forward to now, oh, this is not going to look good for Joe Harry. The rest of the Wyatt family, Fallon has now joined, and what is Bray Wyatt? Oh, he's got a chair. Come on, guys, this is enough. You've beat him once. And a chair shot, and again, and a third. 3 chair shots. That is disgusting, Bray Wyatt. Well, surely something has got to be done about them. But next, coming up, it is a tag team semi-final matchup. It is the Money Club versus Biggie Langston and Mark Russ. And here is the Money Club. GMR stars Ted DiBiase with, well, their new member Alicia Fox, who debuted last week here on Non-Stop Wrestling Raw. And the Money Club, who defeated Rom and Joe Harry last week, will be looking to get a shot at the Non-Stop Wrestling Tag Team titles at SummerSlam. Remember, the Usos now are the one team, so whoever wins this will face them at SummerSlam. And it could be a case of Biggie Langston and Biggie Langston doing double duty, because at the moment he is to face Sean Betherick for the United States title, and if he wins here, Biggie Langston, he now has to face do double duty, as here comes Biggie Langston to the ring. And surprisingly, he hasn't got his United States title with him, thinking to be fully focused on this match and to get really, could be a double champion, first ever double champion here in Non-Stop Wrestling, if he succeeds at SummerSlam. But obviously they can't look from, well, past the team of the Money Club. Dangerous opposition since they've been formed, but Biggie Langston on a roll himself, and really, I'm sure Sean Betherick will be watching this somewhere, hoping that this big man gets worn down for their match at SummerSlam. But his tag team partner, Mr. Money in the Bank, Mark Russ, who's really had his problems with the world champion Daniel Cage, and these two have been such a good tag team, won their 2 matches together so far, that you would think this could be a really good opportunity for Mr. Money in the Bank, Mark Russ, to get the title here in Non-Stop Wrestling. But as I say, I'm sure he'll be watching the main event of SummerSlam very closely between Daniel Cage and Edge. He has a chance to cash in Money in the Bank anytime before November. A guaranteed title shot anytime he wants, and I'm sure he would love to do that against Daniel Cage. Coming up next, tag team semi-final action. It's Biggie Langston, Mark Russ versus the Money Club. And here we go, underway. Biggie Langston and Ted DiBiase fighting each other for a right to face the Usos for them new Non-Stop Wrestling tag team titles. Our GM John Laurinaitis, who announced it last week. in the ring with the new shiny belts will want to hopefully see one of these two teams put on a show at SummerSlam against the Usos. Remember, it's a co-branded event, SummerSlam. Raw and SmackDown matches on there. We'll go through the card with you after this match, what we've got so far. Biggie Langston in control here. Big shot into the midsection of Ted DiBiase, and then a big belly-to-belly throw into the cover. Hooks a leg. Can we have an early count here? No, we can't. You just get a 1. Langston, as the United States title holder, got the title back at Money in the Bank. Really, Sean Bethwick, his next challenger at SummerSlam. Should be a very interesting match indeed. Jay Masters once in the match, and there's Mark Russ is now tagged in. 2 new fresh people in the match. Russ going through with this big spear to Jay Masters to start off. Welcome to the match, Jay Masters. And no messing about by Mr. Money in the Bank here. Biggie Langston tagged back in. What is this? A double slingshot into the ring post. Wow. Look at that. Masters not having any of it. Comes back with a drop kick. But then gets caught again with a belly-to-belly throw. Langston tags out again. Rush into the match. Masters comes in here. Oh, knocks Langston off the apron. And then gets thrown over the top himself. Russ and Langston doing a number here. Now what they're going to do with him. Oh, but then DiBiase comes around, saves his partner. I think just before he's going to get powerbombed for a minute there. Russ, big headbutt onto Masters. The referee's still counting. Really, they don't want to count out here. Be interesting to see what would happen if it was a count out. Who would face the Usos at SummerSlam? Would the Usos just win automatically? So many questions. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Mark Russ hit with a big Russian leg sweep from Jay Masters. Masters looks to get back in control of this one. Armbar to, and then a Hurricane Runner takes down Mark Russ. And these two are going at it. Look at this, just kicks to the face. The armbar applied to Russ, trying to work on that arm. Look at this, just fighting backwards and forwards. And look at this, both men giving it all. Throws him into the ring post. Oh, and the referee taken down. What's this? Daniel Cage. What is Daniel Cage doing out here? Oh my goodness, chair shot to the head. The referee is getting revived here. And the referee into the cover. Oh my goodness, not like this. Daniel Cage has screwed Mark Russ again. And would you believe it, the Money Club have won again. Out of your picture. Ted DiBiase took down Biggie Langston. And look at this, the Money Club are celebrating. They are through to the match at SummerSlam against the Usos for the tag belts. And unbelievably, Daniel Cage has screwed Mark Russ out again. This is not going to be impressive for Mark Russ. He is going to be gunning for Daniel Cage as much as he can now. But the Money Club are victorious. And they now go forward to SummerSlam. And they will meet the Usos for the tag belts. Unbelievable. And look at this, after the match, Daniel Cage, and that's Sean Bethwick as well. Sean Bethwick out of your picture, smacked. Oh, don't do this, don't do this. Oh my goodness, a concerto right to Mark Russ, and he is out. And Daniel Cage is really happy with himself. Well, we're going to go through the card now. Now, we know what the tag team championships for the Non-Stop Wrestling Championship, it is going to be the Usos versus Money Club. After what we've just seen after the semi-finals tonight, these two teams will battle for the Non-Stop Wrestling Tag Team Championship. What a match it will be between these two teams. Who will be crowned the first Non-Stop Wrestling Tag Team Championships. On the SmackDown side of things are fatal four-way for the European Championship elimination. Corey Graves, the champion, takes on Connor Rhodes, AJ Styles and Chuck Taylor. All men in the ring at once, elimination, so you've got to go through 3 other men to win the European Championship. Such a big match with these 4 coming up. Also, the Women's Championship is on the line in a triple threat match. It is Nikki Bella defending against Megan and against Paige. Remember, everybody wants their hands on Paige after the way she was attacking women since she's come into non-stop wrestling. And well, I'm sure Megan has got to get her head round, not just going after Paige. The United States Championship is on the line. Big E Langston will take on Sean Betherick. These two have, well, not had much in way of a rivalry, but Sean Betherick became the #1 contender, and after what we've just seen, he has just upped the stakes, and I'm sure Big E Langston will be going after him at SummerSlam. The Non-Stop Wrestling Championship is on the line. Joe Hennig versus the Mundo. The Mundo, who became the #1 contender a couple of weeks back on SmackDown, will take on the Non-Stop Wrestling Champion Joe Hennig. These two, well, have just upped their rivalry in the last couple of weeks, and I'm sure it'll be an amazing co-main event of SummerSlam for the Non-Stop Wrestling Championship, when the SmackDown main title, the Non-Stop Wrestling Championship, is defended at SummerSlam. Joe Hennig and the Mundo surely to put on a massive match. Also, the world title is on the line from Raw. It is Daniel Cage versus Edge. Edge became the #1 contender a couple of weeks back. He is gunning for Daniel Cage, and Daniel Cage has really got a target on his back after surely what he's just done to Mark Russ, Mr. Money in the Bank. He can also play a factor in this match. Make sure you join us on the 14th. Live on our Twitch TV channel. It is in the description. That is the end of Non-Stop Wrestling Raw Part 2. Beautiful Dave Easton signing out. Remember, like, subscribe, comment. Please tell us what you think. Please watch Part 3.